Why do Dominicans come to the U.S.? While the first U.S. Marine landing in the Dominican Republic happened in 1800, it wasn't until 1916 under President Wilson that we began an era of dominating the small nation when we were intending to block a constitutional government in order for us to gain military and economic control of the country. Marines fought there for 6 years, murdering, torturing, destroying villages, and creating concentration camps to serve as slave labor for American sugar corporations, which occupied about a quarter of the agricultural land. Before leaving, the Marines trained a National Guard and installed Trujillo as dictator, who ruled for over 30 years, massacring thousands of Haitians and committing other atrocities against his own population. When he came to own most of the economy down there, pushing out American corporations, the CIA assassinated him. In 1962, Juan Bosch was democratically elected, and on a similar platform to President Kennedy's, who immediately responded to this bright spot by stopping U.S. aid, blocking removal of Trujillo loyalists, and keeping in contact with the Dominican military, setting the stage for the inevitable. Bosch worked to fight corruption, defend civil liberties, stop police repression, and educate peasants and workers, which led to an economic revival. And now for the inevitable. A military coup overthrew Bosch, undoing much of his progress. And in 1965, when a constitutionalist military coup tried to reinstate Bosch, we sent 23,000 Marines to fight this while we allowed the Dominican military to slaughter many civilians. This resulted in the emergence of death squads, torture, mass starvation, and about a fifth of the population fleeing to the U.S., while American corporations, specifically Gulf and Western, bought up most of the country. We continued to aid, train, and arm the police and army to carry out political assassinations, incarcerations, and the torture of political prisoners. Corruption was rampant, with senior military officials enriching themselves despite modest salaries. U.S. firms bought off politicians and strengthened ties to the Dominican elite. In 1968, an investment incentives law removed restrictions on foreign ownership, creating large tax-free zones and essentially a modern-day slave labor camp with very low wages, and any attempt to unionize was met with arrest and or murder as the local police terrorized urban and rural workers. Even some leaders from the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations had investments in the country, so it was in their best interest to not have any union activity. While the poor became poorer, the Dominican Republic became a tourist and industrial paradise for investors. Per capita income stagnated, unemployment rose, as well as widespread malnutrition, and despite plenty of fish, most was exported for better prices. Food production slowed down, with less than 1% of elites owning half the land. But from the U.S. perspective, this was all seen as stability in the Dominican Republic.